My friends, now in this video, I'm just going to tell you how you can now install or start your installation of the OpenStack. Before, before that, there is a number of components in the OpenStack which we will use, and each component you have to select one password. So by default, like admin underscore pass, they have given the default password for everyone, and you can replace it. For this test demo, I will choose to give the Red Hat password or any simple password which you can remember, but into the production it is never recommended. You have to choose your password and give it very secure way. To make it secure, you can use the OpenSSL command and it will generate the random passwords. That is the very much secure. So this is the security option, and now we are going to start the installation. So I'm coming on the this is their own document. So I'm just taking the reference from here and explain each and every component as we will go ahead for the installation. So firstly, you have to come on to the controller node. So in controller node, you have to understand you need the minimum two interfaces. They have given the example on the firstly on about the Ubuntu, and then on the downside it is Red Hat. So both the options they have given. So one server you have one IP you have to first configure the management interface, and other you have to use the hardware interface. So how you will use that, I will just showcase this one how you will. They have clearly told one IP you have used right now, another IP or interface, you can say interface name, Ethernet, onboard yes, boot pro none, nothing else you have to need to give, and then don't change hardware or UUID keys there. But you no need to assign any IP address, because this IP it will they OpenStack itself it will use. So I will explain you how it will use, and how you can do the configuration for this one. So let's see it by default it's took 10.0.0.11, 31, 41, 51 and 52 IP address. So same way I will use the different IP address schema for this one. Just hold a second, I will showcase now. So here I have two IP addresses. I will show this one is my controller node and this is my compute node. So in my controller node and compute node, you have to assign the IP addresses. And now how we are going to do, I will little bit explain you. So I have just logged into my controller and controller node and compute node. So I have configured here two interfaces are there. If you I'm giving the if config command, you can see here uh, two particular interfaces. This, but what I will I'm going to do, I'm removing this interface because I don't want. As mentioned into the this one, you need to only the one interface. So I'm just giving /etc host. So here 192.168.0.1.21 is my controller, and 192.168.1.22 is compute, and 192.168.1.23 is my storage. I'm just giving a name. I will see we have to use it or no. Let's try to ping now. Ping compute, yes. Ping controller, yes. Ping, I don't know, storage is, I make it up, I think. No, it's I didn't configure right now, but no problem. I will do in the last. So first thing we have to understand, now the controller node is able to ping the compute node. So what is our next step? So We have done this thing. Now second interface is we have to stop the interface type into this one. I will do that. etc sysconfig network hyphen scripts if cfg ens 160. So 160 nothing is there. 192. In 192 I'm going to stop this one. Okay, so now it will not it only the interface, one interface is there. Now we can try to restart the service and let's see if everything is smooth. Start network. Okay. Will it come back? It should not have any problem, but let's see, because my by default routing is on on same interface. So let me try if everything is work fine. There is some problem it's showing. Just run general.hc. Failed to start. I'll only bring down the services. No problem. I can understand. Sometimes what happened, you have to see what are the things you have to change. If there is anything, ETA. I don't think so. Any problem is there. But if config. Okay. IP is changed. So same thing I will do on to my compute node. va/etc says config network hyphen scripts if cfg ena 160. Okay, there is already not there. So what I will do, system ctl restart network. So it will happen in the background and we will start our next step. So what is our next step? So now we have to install the Ntp server. So I have already have the Ntp server, but you can configure by yourself. Sorry, I think we have to do this way. Networking I have did only for the compute node. Now we have to do the controller node and compute node. So this is the interface how you can see that. So currently where they have given 10.0.0.11 and I'm using their 192 series, and others is I didn't give any IP address. So 10.10 is management network, and you can see the little light green color, that is the your provider network. Okay, so they have given the range provider network is this one, but in our case the provider network range is different. The management network 10.10.0 this one, that range is also different for me. So into the, let's go to the controller node. Controller node is already we have done. Let's go to the next one. Now the compute node. So compute node almost the same thing now, but firstly we will check. Oh, it's stuck. It's stuck. That's bad thing happened. So compute is also up now. So there is some because I configured with the ipAddr add command. So once I restart this one, it's gone. So now I will just check the IP address, it is there or not. Yes, only the 192 series is there, so other thing is not there. So now I have to just check the host file here. Anything is there? No. So what I will do, I will just copy the host file from here because it should be same both side. So I'm just copying paste in both side. So you have to very much aware if you select the wrong one, selected something very careful. Mm, controller, yes, it should be. Now, yes. So our first thing is done from both sides. Now the storage side I will do later in the last part. So if it is really required, that actually that is optional. So verify connectivity, yes. You can try to connect to the internet if it is really required, but otherwise it's fine. So just be careful when you are deploying this thing in your environment. One of the interface should be connected to the internet so that you can download the packages. If you already have a Yum server internally, then you no need to worry. So in my case, I am downloading the package from the internet. So you can see my current version here. Uh, etc CentOS release 7.5. Here also cat/etc. It should be both the same version. Now our next step is, once this is done, come back, and I am now going to install the Ntp server. So I hope so everyone is aware of the what is Ntp server. Ntp server is network time protocol. So how you can synchronize the time between multiple nodes, so it will help. So there is Ntp server earlier is there. Now the Crony is a one of the software which you can use to install the to install the Ntp server. So what we can do is we can create separate Ntp server, or we can create our own controller as a Ntp server. What I'm going to do, I'm going to install the this software. Now the problem is where it will go and install. It is already latest version is there. So it means I no need to worry about that. So let's go to the .conf file and see. It is going to the internet, and then it will see here. It is the server name, and from where it will go to update his time. So that will go to the site, or if you have the internal server, then you can do it. So what my site configuration is, to whom you want to allow. So I want to allow 196.2.0/24. So I want to allow this particular subnet. Yes. So now what is next? To restart the service? Yes. And it's mentioned about server Ntp server, that is you have to give the name. In our case we have choose already this one, our CentOS online server, so that it used. You can use it simply, but be careful, enable the service. Otherwise, what happened? It will after restart it will disable. So now the service is started. Yes, it started. Now the next is what you have to do on the compute side, right? So let me see if it is compute side. Okay. So compute side, you have to go to the same service, and here what you can do, you can give our controller server, so that both should be. So what I will do, I will just write down here server, and it will go to the controller and ibus. So same thing you have to just mention. It will now contact to your server, and so now use the same command. So why I'm quickly doing, so that it should be, because it's a long process, we have to finish soon. So enable, and now restart the service. Done. So how you will verify? Now the question is, you can verify this service or not. So you have to, yes, you have to verify the services. That will come into the next section. Yes. So here the cron sources, you can check on the controller node and it will tell you, see here. Okay, it will go to the sources and check who is using, okay, where it is confirming me. Okay, now let me check on the compute side. It is showing the controller node. Date 455 same, or yeah, almost in the same. Now it is exactly matching. You can change it to ETT. It is. You can change it to the IST or any other format. So that you can see the Linux commands to change the timelines. So now our first our NTP thing is down. Now we have to go and start the installation packages for OpenStack. So to install the OpenStack packages, there is you need the repository for that. So to get the repository, let's see if it is already there. Yes, they have. If it is the Red Hat server, they mentioned about to install a couple of packages, because Red Hat you need to get some subscription, and I'm going to install the Queen. So I'm going to use this particular to download repository. So what I'm going to do, it is already available. No package is available. Yum install. Okay, because we need. Okay, no problem. So what I will do, I have my own repositories. It is they are saying the extra repository provide the RPM that enable the repository. That includes the extra repository by default. You can simply install the packages to enable the OpenStack repository. So okay, I will show you. I have some repositories slash backup. So these are the repositories which already I have. So this is the queen and other. What I will going to do, I'm just going to copy. Firstly, I will go to see in my current repository if something is there. Yes, Santos underscore local. This one it is already there, right? So let's try to see what is there inside. Okay, it is telling about my local this one where it is not there, FTP. Okay, I don't want that. So I'm just going to copy slash to right path. Okay, now done. So from here itself, I will copy all the files to scp root at the rate compute colon, almost same path, or not almost, it should be the same path only. I think password will be wrong. Yes. So now I'm going to in yum repository. I have this repository. So now going to install. Let's see if it is something update. Let me try. Yes. So now just see when it will install all these things also with that. So I think I already installed, but now see the which is the latest version 1.2. E.17. If I am coming back and see, I can see here I have to. Okay, no problem. I'm just installing now. Let's see about our path. Some new things came. LTR. So okay, so if you see the last couple of this one, it has its own started today only, just now. So what we can do, we can, it's updated. Yes, yeah, I think it's updated by the older this one. Self luminous. Okay, it's what it did. Whatever the older is there, you can see that it was into the dot older means it mentioned RPM underscore new means it's older one. It's earlier also was there. Yes, so we can remove also or we can keep it here and just go to start the installation of the our server. So they mentioned about if you installing this one and after that just do the upgrade, yum upgrade. So what yum upgrade will do, it will all the necessary packages whatever is required, it will check and install it. So same thing we will do into the computer also. In meantime, we will firstly install the queen. It is taking some time. Yes, my compute is fast, but why? Oh, sorry, controller is fast. Why compute is slow? I'm not very much sure, but uh, let me try. It's taking too much time. So I'm just pausing this video. Let me install all these things, and I will get back to you. Yeah, now I have installed all the packages which was required. So now see the next step. SC Linux. We are not using the SC Linux here. If you see the command here as a status, you will come to know it's disabled. So generally use the SC disabled. If you in your environment you want to enable the SC Linux, please install this OpenStack SC Linux package. Otherwise you will face some problems during the next steps. So now before after this one, Ntp package installation, and now we have to install the SQL database. So I hope so everyone is aware of SQL database. So generally people are using MariaDB or MS SQL. So here they are using MariaDB. That is MariaDB is or MySQL depend upon whatever you want to use. Even they are also PostgreSQL. OpenStack also supported that. It depends upon what you have currently, and it is need to only install into the controller node, not into the compute node. So let's now once install, I will just change. Some more packages. It will MariaDB server 10.1.20. That is the version. And yes, it's almost done. So now come on the configuration file and see what the best practice is to keep the configuration file into the notepad and make changes in that, and then you can do it. So here 11 is the controller IP address. So I will give here my IP 192.68.1.21. So that is the IP address I am using for my controller. So this is done, and finally to enable and restart the services. And now this will start. Now we have to start the installation of the this one. So you have to just give the uh, all the current password for root. Nothing is there. You want to set root password. Yes. What is the new password? I'm giving every password is Red Hat only right now. Anonymous users. So yes, I want to remove disallow root login remotely. No. Remove test databases access to it. Yes. Reload tables now. Yes. Done. So now my MariaDB work is almost over. So this is for Ubuntu. Now the message queue. So message queue we will use here RabbitMQ. It's very easy to install it, and but only thing is when you create the cluster, then you have to little bit worry about the RabbitMQ cluster. You have to install, because you need multiple controllers to support your production environment. Right now it is only the one controller node, but into the production it should be minimum 3 controller nodes to install. So I will try to do that videos also, how to create the multiple videos, oh sorry, multiple controllers. So now you have to systemctl rather than MariaDB. I will just mention here RabbitMQ server. MQ. I will always suggest you to copy paste, because that will save a lot. Otherwise little bit change into the spelling, it will your configuration will be changed. So OpenStack user done. Now they told about add the OpenStack user. So this is the way how you can add, and this is rabbit underscore pass is your the password. So what you have to do when you are giving, you give any password. I'm just giving Red Hat so that it should be similar for me for everywhere. Otherwise what happened, so I have to store all the passwords somewhere. So right now I'm not going to store anywhere. I'm just installing everything with the common password. So next is memcache. So memcache is, you know about the caching server like Redis and other. It is a caching server. It's very lightweight and easily you can use. So what happened? The cache, it will store the your identity services like tokens, other things into the cache, and when you keep on, it can be just store it and use it the faster way. So memcache installed. So here also you have to just give the controller node. I'm just giving in the option add here. They clearly mentioned about, just give comma and give the IP. Even you can give the IP. I'm just giving the controller name, because uh, I'm not giving the DNS. It is just resolve.conf which I'm using. So memcache service. And now this is need to be checked to start. So memcache is also done. Now what is next? If after memcache is etcd. Okay, so what is etcd? The OpenStack services may use etcd, a distributed reliable key value store for distributed key locking, storing configuration, and keeping track of service liveness and other scenarios. So whenever in OpenStack or in etcd, It is used by many other companies also, like Google and others, to storing the cluster pairs and their information. So it's a just array how you can storing the pair of keys, and that is the purpose here also you are using this one. So I'm going to use installing, yes, and make it changing. Something is required here. They mentioned about. So here most of the configuration is only for the controller node, and the compute node is majorly required two things: compute services and network services. So here they are talking about. So what I will do, I will not keep all the files. I will just take the backup of this file. Copy slash. So that is the best practice to do this one. So always take the backup so that if something problem into your machine, you can easily change it. So what happened? So they are mentioning about to manage an IP to enable the access. So rather than keep everything there, a lot of things are there. So I will just prefer to, because I can't explain you each and everything right now of what is the meaning of this one, but it is just thing is you have to just change right now this listening IPs onto 1.21, and you just copy it and paste it everywhere. Otherwise it will be, if small mistake is there, it will, you will have to go to the you can say in, logs, and then only you can come to know what is the now problem. So I'm going to enable this service, yes, and start. So this is the here up to the which are the mandatory components was required for all the releases. Now next will after you which release you want to install, Pi, Queens or Rocky. So then the network and other things will come. So to install now each service into the Queen or Rocky, so you have to understand these services. So what I will do, I will start with the keystone firstly required, then image service, compute services and network services. Then the dashboard and block storage will come. So I'm stopping this video up to here and then start the another video with the start the installation of keystone. Thank you everyone.